Hello, my name is Barbara Goblick, and this is my neighbor, Karen Gdula. We live on Ivy Lane, Center Township, Beaver County, and we're here today to tell you our story and the excellent interaction we had with the first responders.
As a child, I had a reoccurring nightmare that the woods behind my house were on fire. On September the 10th, 2018, the earth shook and woke me from my sleep. There was a roar and a hiss, and that woke my husband. We ran to the window, and my childhood nightmare, unfortunately, was a reality. The forest was on fire. The flames were as high as the ancient pine trees. We knew immediately that the 24-inch Revolution pipeline owned by Energy Transfer had exploded. I dialed 911 several times, and the line was always busy. The sky outside was so bright it looked like daylight, even though it was nighttime. Then, all of a sudden, my phone rang. It was my neighbor, Barbara. She was calling to make sure we were safe. I told her I could not reach 911, and thankfully, she had gotten through. As we ended our conversation, I advised her, prepare to evacuate.
At approximately 4:54 a.m., I was standing in my kitchen making a cup of coffee, preparing to leave for work, and my kitchen door shook violently. Before I could turn to look out the door, there was an explosion, and the whole house shook. My mom, asleep in her room, called from her bedroom. We could see an orange glow through the curtain. I looked out the window and knew instantly the pipeline had caused the explosion. As I ran to turn off the alarm and go outside, I grabbed the phone and dialed 911. When I got outside, I was amazed at how loud the sound of the fire was. The roar was amazing. I finally got through to 911. I told him the pipeline had exploded. He asked me how I knew because everyone was telling him a plane had gone down. I said I was looking at the fire and it was on the pipeline. He asked, "What is all that noise?" When I said it was the roar of the fire, instantly the tone of the call changed, and he said the first responders were on their way. The first police car was on Ivy Lane before I was off the phone. The policeman had heard the explosion and followed the flames in the sky. Within a few minutes of my call, the road was lined with emergency vehicles from end to end. There were firemen and policemen everywhere. Shortly after they arrived, a fireman came to our door telling us to evacuate. We grabbed a few essentials, our cat, Mom's medicine, my coffee, and were out the door. On the way to the car, several firemen saw my mom with her walker and rushed to her aid. She was able to make it to the car unaided. However, as I had my hands full with our stuff and the cat, she said she felt much safer with the firemen there. She knew if she stumbled, they would have prevented her from falling.
The day of the explosion, no one knew the pipeline was operational. Not the police, not the firefighters, not the township supervisors, not emergency services. The pipeline is still disconnected. We know that someday it will be operational. Barbara and I are working with our township supervisors, our chief of police, and the pipeline for notification prior to the flow of gas so that in the future we will be prepared in case we need to evacuate again.
We are very proud of our first responders' actions that day, despite the fact that emergency management was not notified that the pipeline was being put in service. They took the appropriate action, erred on the side of caution, and kept us safe.